The Skinstructors tip of the week. This week's tip is all about leveraging the power of scalp scopes in your practice. If you haven't incorporated one yet, a scalp scope is a magnifying camera that allows you to get an incredibly close up view of the scalp and hair follicles. The benefits are significant. It helps you perform a much more accurate assessment of your client's scalp health, identifying issues like product buildup, inflammation, dryness, or even early signs of conditions like folliculitis that might be invisible to the naked eye. Using a scalp scope also allows you to truly educate your clients by showing them what's happening on their scalp in real time, helping them to understand why certain treatments or product recommendations are so important for their hair health. It's a game changer for personalized care and building client trust.
Welcome back to the Skinstructors. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Jolie, and we're so excited to dive into a topic today that often gets overlooked in the beauty world, but is absolutely fundamental for healthy hair.
That's right, Jolie. We're kicking off a two-part series today with an episode titled Scalp Health, the Foundation of Hair Care. Our next episode will delve deeper into understanding hair loss beyond the scalp, but for now, let's lay that groundwork.
Exactly. So let's start with the basics. What does it truly mean to have a healthy scalp?
Great question. A healthy scalp is clean, hydrated, and completely free of itchiness, pain, redness, and inflammation. You want to see balanced oil production, good blood circulation, and no signs of dandruff, flakes, pimples, sores, or scabs.
And when your scalp is in this optimal state, it naturally promotes healthy hair growth without excessive shedding or hair loss. It all starts at the root, literally.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the skin on our scalp because it's unique. It's actually quite thick in both the epidermis and the dermis layers. It contains a lot of lipids and sweat glands, all working to protect our body against external irritation.
And here's a fascinating fact for all of our estheticians out there. The fastest way to absorb product into the body is actually through the hair follicle. The scalp has the most effective skin absorption on the entire body.
That's mind blowing, right? And get this, our scalp ages up to 12 times faster than the rest of our skin. So if your scalp is aging, your hair is aging. That's a huge takeaway for our clients.
It really is. It puts into perspective why we need to treat our scalp with the same care, if not more, than we treat our skin and our face. So if that's what a healthy scalp looks like, how does it become unhealthy?
Just like the rest of our body, the scalp requires skincare. We have this amazing community of diverse bacteria on our scalp that works together to create a healthy environment, what we call the microbiome. The scalp microbiome gets compromised when these bacteria aren't working in harmony.
And many things can throw off that balance. Product buildup is a big one. Using too many products or harsh cleansers or even products with irritating ingredients can really accumulate on the scalp. These can lead to clogged hair follicles, inflammation, and ultimately poor hair growth.
Let's talk about a huge culprit here, dry shampoo. We all love it. It's like glue for the scalp. It congests the skin. Think of it as sleeping in your makeup every single night. Dry shampoos, salt sprays, hairsprays, even keratin smoothing treatments can live and stay in the scalp. If you're not shampooing often enough, you're just accumulating product, dead skin, oil, and sweat, and eventually that can lead to hair loss.
Yeah, it's definitely a habit many people, including myself, have adopted for convenience, but the long-term effects on the scalp health are not really worth it. Beyond products, environmental factors play a role too. Air pollutants, dust, pollen, cigarette smoke, and UV rays can all damage the scalp's microbiome and cause irritation. UV rays specifically can also cause dryness, leading to less sebum production and sunburns.
And then there's our hair care routines. Whether you're over cleansing or under cleansing, over brushing, and even using hairstyles that are too tight, it can all really damage the scalp. Think about those super tight ponytails or braids.
Yeah. I always think of Ariana Grande's
Yeah. Yeah.
ponytail. And don't forget internal factors. Health issues like stress, hormonal changes, illness, and oxidative stress can all impact scalp health. It truly is a holistic picture.
Now let's shift gears and talk about hair follicles. These are living, growing microorganisms. They will keep living, growing, and thriving as long as you do the right things to care for them. We have over 1 million hair follicles on our heads, which is just incredible.
And here's something truly amazing. Your hair follicle is one of the few structures in your body that can stop functioning and then begin functioning again. It can degenerate and regenerate. This process helps with hair growth on our body.
Beyond just promoting hair growth, hair follicles have other important jobs. They help repair your skin after a wound or an injury. They form new blood vessels, a process called angiogenesis, and they even form new nervous system neuron cells, which is neurogenesis.
The blood supply to our follicles is so important. Capillaries are essential for blood circulation. They provide blood flow to the papilla to keep the hair follicle growing. Simple math here. No blood flow equals no hair follicle.
And natural growth factors live around the hair bulb and bulge. When we age and leave our scalp unhealthy, we naturally debilitate the ability to create these growth factors. So, maintaining a healthy scalp isn't just about appearance, it's about the very biological processes that keep our hair thriving.
Exactly. Now let's talk about some specific skin conditions that can affect the scalp because as estheticians, we're bound to encounter these at some point in our practice. This can sometimes get a little confusing, so let's really break it down.
Yeah, it's true. There are terms often used interchangeably that actually have important distinctions. Let's start with eczema, sometimes called atopic dermatitis.
So, eczema is a broad umbrella term for a group of conditions that cause skin inflammation. Atopic dermatitis is the most common type. It generally causes skin to be dry, intensely itchy, and often red or inflamed. It's often linked to genetics and a weakened skin barrier, making the skin more reactive. While it can appear anywhere on the body, including the scalp, it's characterized by this intense dryness and itchiness.
Now let's talk about seborrheic dermatitis. This is where it gets interesting because seborrheic dermatitis is actually a specific type of eczema.
Exactly. It's a type of eczema that loves to hang out on the oilier areas of the body, like the scalp, eyebrows, sides of the nose, and chest. The key here is its association with an overgrowth of a yeast-like fungus, which naturally lives on our skin. When it gets out of balance, it can cause inflammation.
And this inflammation, specifically on the scalp, is what we commonly know as dandruff.
That's right. Dandruff is simply the mildest, most common form of seborrheic dermatitis affecting the scalp. When someone has dandruff, they'll see those familiar white or yellowish flakes, and it can be quite itchy. But with seborrheic dermatitis, especially in more severe cases, you might even see more greasy, yellowish scales, and the underlying skin can be red or inflamed. It can even form crusty patches that attach to the hair shaft.
So, if a client comes in with what they call dandruff, they're most likely experiencing seborrheic dermatitis. The flaking, itchiness, and sometimes oiliness are all telltale signs. And it's important to clarify that it's not a sign of poor hygiene, which is a common misconception. It's an inflammatory condition.
So, to put it simply, eczema or atopic dermatitis is the general category of dry, itchy, inflamed skin. Seborrheic dermatitis is a specific type of eczema that favors oily areas and causes greasy, yellowish scales. And dandruff is just the everyday term for that mild seborrheic dermatitis on the scalp.
Beyond these, let's quickly touch on a few other conditions. We have psoriasis. This is a non contagious autoimmune skin condition that can affect various parts of the body, and about half of all people with psoriasis will experience it on their scalp. It presents as thick, silvery gray scales on red skin or dark patches with gray scales on darker skin tones covering the scalp.
It can be very challenging for clients as it's often persistent. Treatments range from medicated shampoos with ingredients like salicylic acid and tar to topical or injectable steroids for more severe cases.
Then there's folliculitis. This is an inflammation of the hair follicles, often appearing as red, itchy bumps or pustules around the hair follicles. It can be tender or painful, and it's frequently caused by bacterial infections, though fungal or viral causes are also possible.
Warm compresses and antibacterial shampoos can help with mild cases, but sometimes antibiotics are needed if there's an underlying bacterial infection. It's important to keep the scalp clean to prevent further irritation.
And two conditions that are a bit different but important to be aware of. There's head lice. These are tiny parasitic insects that live on the scalp and feed on human blood. They cause intense itching and are highly contagious, spread through head to head contact or sharing personal items.
And lastly, we have Tinea capitis, or ringworm of the scalp. Despite the name, it's actually a fungal infection, not a worm. It appears as scaly, itchy, circular patches, often with hair loss in the affected areas. It can be quite common in children.
So, as you see it, the scalp is a complex ecosystem, and a lot can go wrong if not cared for properly. But the good news is there are a lot of ways we can help our clients achieve and maintain a healthy scalp.
One of the biggest trends we've seen recently, and for good reason, is the rise of head spas.
Oh, I love a good head spa. I
I know.
recently went to one. These are specialized salon treatments focused entirely on the scalp and hair, and they are lovely. They often combine deep cleansing, exfoliation, massage, and nourishing treatments to promote a healthy scalp environment.
Yeah, and they're not just relaxing, though that's certainly a huge benefit. Head spas can improve blood circulation to the scalp, which means more nutrients and oxygen reaching the hair follicles. They help remove impurities, dead skin cells, and excess oil, creating a much cleaner environment for hair growth.
Absolutely. I actually went to one last weekend and I had a great experience, but I do struggle with seborrheic dermatitis. And my favorite part of the head spa, outside of it being so relaxing, is my scalp was like not itchy and it felt so clean. It was amazing. Many of these head spa treatments also are going to incorporate aromatherapy and specific massage techniques that can reduce stress, alleviate headaches, and even promote better sleep. For estheticians, adding head spa services can be a fantastic way to expand your offerings and truly address a client's overall hair health from the foundation. If you are doing any kind of cleansing in or hair washing, just make sure that your state you're getting the proper licensure for that.
And speaking of advanced treatments, we have to talk about what hydrofacials do for the scalp. This isn't just for the face anymore.
No, it's not. The Hydrofacial Care treatment is specifically designed to cleanse, exfoliate, and hydrate the scalp and the hair follicles. And it uses the same vortex fusion technology as the facial, but with specialized solutions for the scalp.
It effectively removes dirt, oil, flakes, and dead skin cells and other impurities from the scalp surface and within the hair follicles. This deep cleansing helps to unclog the follicles and create an optimal environment for healthy hair growth.
And beyond cleansing, the Hydrofacial Care infuses these essential peptides and growth factors and other nourishing ingredients directly into the scalp. So this is going to help hydrate it, rejuvenate the skin, and provide the nutrients necessary for those hair follicles to thrive.
So, whether your client is dealing with dryness, itchiness, dandruff, or even experiencing some hair thinning, a hydrofacial care review treatment can be a game changer. It improves blood flow, reduces that irritation, and really sets the stage for that healthier, thicker hair.
It's truly taking scalp care to the next level, offering a professional targeted solution that goes beyond what traditional shampoos and conditioners can do.
So, fellow Esties, we've covered a lot today about scalp health, from what it means to have a healthy scalp to how it can become unhealthy, the vital role of hair follicles, and common scalp conditions.
And we've highlighted some exciting new avenues for our practice, like head spas and hydrofacials for the scalp that can truly make a difference for our clients.
Remember, a healthy scalp is the foundation for healthy hair. By understanding these principles, we can better educate our clients and offer them the best possible solutions for their hair and scalp concerns.
All right, Estes, that wraps up our deep dive into scalp health. We want to hear from you and encourage you to take what you've learned and apply it to your own routines, or even start observing your clients with a new lens. All right, here's your homework. First, the scalp self-assessment. Take some time this week to genuinely assess your own scalp. Look closely. Do you notice any itchiness, redness, or flakes? Is your oil production balanced, or do you tend to be very oily, very dry? Are there any areas of concern? Don't just rely on how your hair looks. Really feel and observe your scalp skin.
Second, product audit. Go through your current hair care products. Are you using dry shampoo frequently? Do your shampoos feel harsh, or do they contain ingredients that might be contributing to buildup? Consider how often you're shampooing and if it aligns with what your scalp needs.
And last, the client conversation starter. For those of you who work with clients, challenge yourself to initiate at least one conversation about scalp health this week. During the consultation, ask them if they have any scalp concerns and subtly weave in some of the knowledge we shared today. See if you can identify potential signs of an unhealthy scalp and educate them on why addressing it matters. We want you to share your observations, any aha moments, or even questions that come up during your homework. You can tag us on Instagram using hashtag the Skinstructors homework, or send us a message at SD Training.
This isn't just about learning, it's about applying that knowledge and fostering better scalp health for yourselves and your clients. We can't wait to hear what you discover.
That's all for this episode of the Skinstructors. Join us next time for part 2 of the series when we dive into understanding hair loss beyond the scalp. You won't want to miss it.
And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on whatever platform you listen to our podcast, as it does help us out. Until then, don't hesitate to educate.